Alright, DVW fam, very exciting episode coming up for you guys. We're currently in Gijon, Asturias to try their famous Cachopo. We're on this northern Spain road trip to try some of the best food of each region. We just came from San Sebastian, drove here to Asturias, and in this area they're known for their meats, their cheeses, milks, and their ciders. And it is true because on our road trip we saw a lot of, farms, a lot of cows, ocean, scenery. It was beautiful, so makes sense. Each region is known for a little bit of their own thing in Spain, so that's why we're on this little road trip to try a little bit of everything for you guys. Really excited, so stay tuned. Salud. It's great having my Spanish homie Javi in this tour because he's been giving us a lot of great recommendations, doing a lot of translating for us as well, and shout out to him. Bodega de Miguel, it's a little like taberna here in Gijon. This, I feel like in the north of Spain, it's kind of like this vibe, like in San Sebastian, it's like a little, bar, and there's like a hidden restaurant inside where you can sit. It's a little bit cramped, but the vibes are great. Always a lot of families, fun, social environment. And one thing for sure in all these places is to get drinks. And in this case, we got a Rioja from La Grona, and they did something a little bit interesting here. So we asked for a glass, but he said that he was like, no, I'm gonna give you guys the bottle, and then we'll charge you for how much you drink. So we'll see. But in this region, they make really good wine, so they imported this from there. So me and Javi is gonna try some Rioja. Salud. Oh, I like it because it's bold, not too bitter, not too sweet, very balanced. It's good wine. I'm trying to be a wine snob right now.
Like this.
Yeah. Listen to it. Throw off the wine snobs.
Over here we have queso curado. This is all cheese from the region. This over here we have chorizo, we have salchichon, we have lomo iberico, and we have jamon iberico. And this cheese over here is like an old cheese, like similar to blue cheese. It's cabrales, and it's a very strong cheese, which you're gonna see it later.
All right, guys. So we got our appetizer, tablos y ibéricos. In Spain, they really respect their pork here. All the pork here has been really good, and Iberico pork is one of their, standout highlights of Spain. So, but it's kind of like charcuterie boards back home, charcuterie boards. But
yeah, that's it.
But the thing is, they specialize in their pork here. I really like that. So it's like a meat lover's charcuterie board. Fun fact, Javi raved about the bread, Spanish bread being hard before I came here, said it was really good. But I actually really like my bread soft. So I've been clowning him on like the bread because I don't like hard bread, so I don't think the Spanish bread is good. But let's see if this one is better. So I'm gonna try this one. So Javi recommended me to taste a piece each without the bread, so I'll try this one. Thinly sliced. Ooh, it smelts a little bit salty, not too fatty. Like pork is usually supposed to be fatty, but I wouldn't say it's lean, but it's like a lot of texture to it. It's not just like just fat, so I like that. This is the lomo right here. Wow, so this is like the back of the pork. Oh my god, this one's interesting. It guys kind of like a This one has like a nice flavor to it. Ooh, that one is crunchy, a little bit thicker, like harder, chewier. That one's really good. Salchichon.
That's like close to salami, I would say.
Close to salami. Let's try this one right here. This one has the most texture, chewiest, hardest, closest to like a pepperoni, but not too salty. And it's like a good amount of leanness to fattiness. I think it's more lean for kind of like pork. Ooh, this chorizo. There's also Mexican chorizo, but this is the Iberico chorizo. Scratch that. This one is closest to the pepperoni because it's like salty, a little bit more oily. This one has like the most flavor, but I think my favorite out of all of this is this one. This is really surprising. The lomo, it has a really interesting flavor, like a nice aftertaste, like almost like a fragrance to it when you bite it. But ultimate charcuterie piece with this bread right here with all of them. All right, let's try it with the cheese. Oh yeah, you can smell and taste that fermentation in that cheese. Like, kind of opens up the nasal, it goes into your nose. Salami, cheese, amazing, but I really don't mess with this Spanish bread. It's like too hard for me. I like my bread hot and soft. Sorry, Javi. Cabrales, the fungus cheese. Take a little piece of this with the lomo.
It has a very...
I see what Javi recommended me to try with the bread. Really, really salty. I like the flavors, creamy. Kind of like that horse brand cheese. I actually really like this. 9 out of 10 for this cheese. I really like that salty, creamy, and chewy. Really good cheese. This one, I like this cheese better than this. Has way more flavor and it's softer.
It's really good. So I'm trying this cheese and I'm finding out that Danny's probably gonna find everything salty because he find the ham salty, the cheese salty. He'll probably think everything in Spain is salty for him. So like if you're not very into salty food, maybe you won't enjoy it as much. But you can always eat it like with bread or with water or something to find it like easier for you. But yeah, we're more going on the salty side. And like for example, if you find that maybe spicy stuff here in Spain is not very spicy compared to other countries. So maybe that's where like our flavors go into more like into the salt and the spicy. This bread is also not even that crunchy. I think it is hard. It is like chewy, but it's not crunchy. Bread usually is more like on the crunchy side, but mostly during the morning because this is real bread, so it's made in the morning. So right now it's maybe softer because of that. It's night now.
Queso del Vicio, which is the name of this region right here, but it's really good. Really salty and creamy. Really like this, and it's obviously it's really low key. You go and get it in this region. Yeah, that cheese is busted. But with good charcuterie, Iberico, we gotta wash it down with some vino rojo. Alright guys, so this is a must order on the menu. It says that it won a prize for being the best patata omelette in 2018. This is a cod omelette right here. So if you guys don't know what tortilla patatas is, I thought tortilla was like, you know, flour tortilla, but tortilla patata means like an omelet. Tortilla means like omelet, and patata means there's a potato omelet. But this is a potato cod omelet. Looks really promising. Let's try it out. Looks like there's some peppers in here. Okay, let's try it out. Oh yeah, really milky. It's like almost like au gratin potatoes, but the potato still has like a crisp, but it's also very moist on the inside. So the best potato omelet I tried was in San Sebastian at the famous Bar Nestor. This one is very similar to it, but the thing is, I don't think it's as like voluminous and crunchy as that one, but it's not as salty. The other one's really salty. This one has a really good flavor profile. The fish cod is like very tender fish, like your teeth just cuts through it, so it's very subtle. You don't really taste the cod. It's more for the consistency. You almost like mistake it for the potatoes, but the potatoes a little bit crunchier, and the cod just kind of melts in between like the cheese and the eggs. Really fresh, hot, pan-seared on the outside, so a little bit crispy, but soft, and then crunchy from potatoes. So many textures, pretty fire. DVW score, 9 out of 10. All potato omelets you gotta try. That's like a northern Spain thing. Potato omelets. Yeah, potato omelets all over Spain. Really good. Fire. Eating omelets at 10 p.m. guys. That's how you do it in Spain. Potatoes are nice, sliced in like rectangular slices. It's perfectly cubed. There's a lot of details to the potatoes, so it's not like too much. Look at these cubes of potatoes, guys. You see it? So they're like little tiny cubes. They're not too big, not too small, so that they kind of just pop into your mouth with every bite. Like I said, guys, it's all about the texture. All about the texture. I can see why they won an award for this. I'm glad Javi made me order this. I love potato omelets. My suspicions are correct. There is cod in here, but it's very soft. So it kind of just melts in your mouth. So it's very subtle, the hint, but it's that extra protein for you guys. But man, these like small, thin slices of potatoes, I swear it's that, guys. All about textures. This is chorizo right here. So this is like bacon and omelets at 10 a.m. This is what Javi said they do in Toledo. The Spanish bacon and eggs. Oh my gosh, look at that cheese. Our main Asturian dishes came, Cachopo. Like I said, Asturias is known for their meats, so this is basically like deep fried beef, ham, and cheese. Javi told me we gotta get a pepper right here. Put it on the cachopo. All right, first Asturian cachopo dish. Let's try it out. That pepper stole the show. It's really good pepper. Caramelized, sweet, fresh. But look at this. Nice and cheesy. Almost looks like gravy melting out of this cachopo. Let's try it out. Ooh, nice thin breading. Really nice crisp on outside. You taste the beef. Nice and tender, chewy. Little bit of the ham. I think it's the ham that was that we had on our charcuterie board, so it gives that salty pop. So I guess that's the flavoring on the beef, but pretty good dish. It's like milanesa, but with beef. Overall, DVW score I give it like 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good, but the peppers, swear that it really elevates the dish, gives it that, you know, nice herby touch. Fire. Sometimes you gotta take a few bites to really take the flavors in. I actually think it's a lot better after I've gotten a few bites. Kind of reminds me weirdly of like a ham cheese croissant, maybe because of like the ham, the jamon that's in there. But yeah, it also kind of reminds me of like weirdly like a burger too, like a country chicken fried steak, but with Iberico Jamon, and really like the cheese too. But still, I give it like a 8.5 out of 10 DVW score. It's just like just tastes like a really, you know, elevated country chicken fried steak back home, but with that jamon that gives it that extra salty kick. But these papas, guys, like all the fries in Spain are pretty much the same. They taste really fresh, like they just came out of the fryer, and the potatoes are just picked in your yard. It's like real fresh potatoes, not processed at all. Just tastes like farm-raised potatoes, kind of like In-N-Out fries, but thicker. Fresh papas. All right, so apparently in Spain, you guys can't get dinner without dessert. We've been getting cheesecake and dessert at every Spanish restaurant we've been eating at, so let's dig in. Buenas, buenas. This is like a triple or quadruple layer cake. It kind of tastes like a moon pie, kind of like a choco pie. I like that the chocolate is like not too overwhelming and rich. It's good, it is rich, but it's like not super sweet. And there's kind of like almost like a pie crust inside.
No, it's galleta.
Galleta. Oh, it's like a cookie. There's like a cookie in between to give it another texture. I'm not a fan of chocolate, but it's actually not bad because it's not like super sugary. 8.2 out of 10 DVW score. Actually, 8.6 out of 10. I'm only saying that because I don't like chocolate. Alright guys, belly's full, heart happy. Just left Bodega Miguel. We have some very bad news, but good news for us is that they're actually closing tomorrow. We got very lucky. The chef has had that place open for 25 years. Really popular spots, full of locals. If you guys didn't notice when we were walking in and out, full of happy locals sending him off for retirement. And yeah, I'm glad I got to try their food. So that was the story behind this spot. The guy is famous for making his cachopos, and he is stopping today. Miguel. It was actually very funny. We actually met some locals, very friendly. One was actually from LA, but he's Basque. So Miguel, the man cutting the cheese, was a chef. Very friendly guy. He actually showed me all his plaques. Very proud. That restaurant has a lot of awards, and I can see why. Very friendly staff, welcoming. But like I said, they're actually retiring. They're not passing it on. They're closing the shop. So bad news for you guys. You can't try it, but very glad to have experienced that. And yeah, very fun. The locals welcoming. It was pretty good. DVW score for that whole place, 8.8 out of 10. So yeah guys, gonna walk off that Campocho and see what other adventures we have next in northern Spain.